Let's go through a list of the top 10 thrillers of all time and see if we agree. Okay, so according to Books of Brilliance, these are the top 10 thrillers of all time, although it seems that they mean top 10 thrillers in recent years because things like The Woman in White by Wilkie Collins, as well as any Agatha Christie, are missing from this list, but that's okay. Okay, so number 10 is Shutter Island by Dennis Lehane. Yes, definitely, this book belongs on this list. I've not seen the movie because people seem to be divided on it. Let me know if you've seen it and if you think it's worth a watch. The book was killer, though, and has really stuck with me in the years since I read it. Number 9 is Killing Floor by Lee Child. I have never read nor seen any of the Jack Reacher things, and I can't say I'm particularly chomping at the bit to read it. Generally, if the word operations is used a lot of times, or more than two countries are mentioned in the summary, I'm just not that interested. I realize that's an ignorance on my part, and I'm sure this is a very fun and good book, and obviously those characters have had a big impact on the world, so I'm sure it deserves a spot on this list. Number 8 is The Guest List by Lucy Foley. I'm surprised that this is higher on the list than Shutter Island, and also on this list while so much else is not. I mean, this book is billed as a modern Agatha Christie, so then that begs the question, why no Agatha Christie? Why is And Then There Were None not the book on this list? But that's fine. All that being said, it's been a while since I read this book, but I do remember it. I do remember it got me out of a reading slump. And as far as basic thrillers go, it's solid. It's got good atmosphere. It's engaging and well structured. So I recommend it. Number 7 is The Hunt for the Red October by Tom Clancy. Again, if I look at a book summary and see words like Cold War, nuclear missiles, Soviet, even military, it's just not my bag. So I haven't read this one. But I do know that Tom Clancy and his man Jack Ryan have stood the test of time, and so I respect their place on this list. Number 6 is The Talented Mr. Ripley by Patricia Highsmith. I've not read it, I've only seen the movie, but the book is definitely on my TBR. And although I've not seen this either, it seems like it was the inspiration for Saltburn as well as many other things. Uh, you just gotta love a book with the moral ambiguity that makes you kind of root for the bad guy. Number 5 is The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. Book Talk seems divided over this book, which I do kind of get. The twist in the book does seem a little bit far-fetched, but I personally think that Alex Michaelides is a strong enough writer to make it work. I've read all of his books, and I can tell you that he tends to stretch what many people would think of as reasonable, but I mean, he just keeps pulling me back with the writing. It's so good. I've recommended this book before, and I will continue to. Okay, number 4 is The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins. I read this book because it was billed as the next Gone Girl, and so I went into it with very high expectations, and I didn't immediately feel like it lived up to those expectations. However, it's been like 10 years since I've read that book, and I definitely still remember like every part of it. So it must have made more of an impact on me than I thought. And it definitely like founded the woman in the girl in the whatever genre. So I love that journey for it. That train journey. Derpy. Number 3 is The Silence of the Lambs by Thomas Harris. I was absolutely blown away by this book when I read it. When I read it, I had never seen the movie, and I was just astounded by how good it was. I did like the movie. It was good. Um, Please don't come for me. I just feel like it didn't do as much justice for the book as I wanted. I mean, don't get me wrong. It is a great movie, especially for the time, and I can definitely see why people like it, but read the book. Number 2 is Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. I mean, what is there to say or not say or anything? This book definitely deserves this spot on this list. I thought this would be a little bit more dramatic than it is, but oh well. And as always, the book is better than the movie. However, I do think that the movie casting is like perfect. Perfect casting. If you've never read the book, you should read it, even if you've seen the movie and you know the twist. Amy's part in the book gave me the same feels as America Ferrera's monologue in the Barbie movie, just more unhinged. I mean, just read the book. It's so good. At number 1 is The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo by Stieg Larsson. The one thing about this book that is so sad is that he died before getting to see the impact his books had on the world. I get this book being number 1. I mean, it is dark with the DARNK all being capitalized. I mean, I tried to watch the original Swedish movie with my husband and he couldn't even stay in the room. It is a tough story, but Lisbeth Salander crawled into my heart many, 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 many years ago, and she's never let go. All right, what'd you think? Do you agree with this list? I'll see you next time.